What's up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz here, back with another Douse set review. This time we're on green. I am your special guest, Ollie, joined with the normal hosts of the show, Brian and Carmen,
Hello.
and Brandon, who I believe doesn't come on as much onto this show.
Only for
No,
Date-A-Live.
Only
I'm
Dal.
here. Dal or any other set that I have any sort of knowledge on, which basically
It's
the set.
Date-A-Live, yeah.
That or if it's a set I just play. I typically only do sets that I've played, but it's all cool. Here I am.
Yep.
He's here.
All
We
right,
got
Brian.
this, starting off with this 1-0 Yoshino. Brian.
On the slide. Okay. Level 1 Yoshino. During your turn, if you have another Date or Celestial Spirit character, this card gains 1500 power. So it's 6k, 7k with the bar. When you place the bar, if this card is in your front row and you have a full field of Date or Celestial Spirit characters, you can perform one of the following two effects. Choose a Date or Celestial Spirit character in your waiting room and add it to your hand, so you get to salvage. Or choose one of your opponent's level 1 or higher characters. If you did, your opponent chooses a level X or lower character in their waiting room. X is the chosen character's level -1. So it is on climax play, salvage or level down if you have full field.
I hate full field, but salvage is fine. I think if you ever do the second effect more than like when you're recurring this combo, I think if you ever do the second effect like on your first combo turn, you just lose. I think if you're doing this later in the game, the second line of text might be nice. Like after you've already established your hand, you have compression, you can reliably hit your brainstorms, so you don't have to combo to keep up your hand. But the second line of text is effectively worthless for the first combo. But I hate full board level 1 climax combos. Absolutely hate them. If your opening goes poorly, you quite literally can never recover if you have full field climax conditions. Thankfully, Date-A-Live does have good zeros to help you with that, but I think I fucking hate that condition so much. I mean, maybe I'm snake bitten, but I really think full board is ass.
I think the fact that the combo's on climax play, you don't have to get reverse or anything, makes it pretty nice. You get all of your salvages up front, and you can level down going into your attacks without having to interact with your opponent at all if you are playing it later in the game.
Yeah, later on, I think the level down is pretty cool. So the fact that it is a bar combo, you're gonna get more of them. Kind of leads into that being more useful. But I still think you got better level 1 combos to play. But when your bar is stuff like Toka and Coterie, you got a lot to live up to.
That's true. Yeah, we are Date-A-Live.
Well, I'm gonna mention also the reason I gave this higher, like a B+. Well, for one, it's overall just a solid card for the most part. And it's it's good later on, good against standby. You can level down their standby cards. And then on top of that, I know we didn't get to it yet, but there's a card that bonds to this as well. That's part of the reason I gave it such a high amount, high rating.
Okay, so you get functional extra copies of it.
Yeah. You can run theoretically 8 copies of this card because there is a bonder that, if I'm correctly, the bonder's not bad too. It might be a brainstorm or something. I forget what it's off of, but
all right.
Okay.
Well, we'll see it pretty soon. Okay, next card. We got this 3/2 Natsumi in mommy mode. When this card is played from stage to hand, you can heal. On attack, if you have the bar in your climax zone, if you have a full field, again, perform the following effect. You may pay the cost, which is pay 1, ditch 1. This gains the following 2 effects until the end of your opponent's turn. The card is hexproof. The character across from this gets -2 soul, and you burn 1. Does this card have any way to come out at level 2?
if you stand by it, I've seen some decks online where people were experimenting running 4 bar 4 standby just for the purpose of pulling this out early.
That
But
doesn't sound
I
very
don't think I think
reliable.
it's too hard.
Yeah.
Actually, I think isn't there a 2-1 that spawns this also, I think? Or I'm thinking of a different set.
It might be a different set. I don't think there's a way to get this card out early.
If there is, it's really costly if there is.
I'm gonna scan for Natsumi.
Considering the fact that it's a heal is only on play, I doubt it unless the card that summons it from hand.
The 2/1 summons it only if you're level 3. It can change into any level 3, but it does not bring this card out early. Neg Souls that start at 3 are fucking worthless. I'm sorry. I don't care how much extra text are on them. Just an absolutely worthless card.
Yeah, I'd say this could come out at 2. This card would be bonkers, but
yeah, there's a reason this one doesn't come out early. You want to play Neg Soul, play Mikosora, or wait for Nusal to come out and play Yuna?
Or if you're playing Date-A-Live, they have Yoshino already too.
Oh yeah, or you can just play the Yoshino. All right, next card. Ollie.
Yeah, this what's her name again?
Natsumi.
Natsumi. Got child mode Natsumi. Beginning a climax of this set.
I was gonna say there's child mode Natsumi and there's mommy mode Natsumi.
Yeah, she does that a lot. Beginning of your climax phase, this card has 3 or more markers underneath it. Send all markers under this card to the waiting room, and send the top card of your deck to stock. Brainstorm, rest this, flip the top 4 cards of your deck to your center to the waiting room. For each climax, among those, perform the following effect. Lift the 3 cards on top of your deck, choose 1 to add to your hand, put 1 underneath this as a marker, and put the last one in the waiting room.
The check 3 Brainstorm that after 3 hits will
Free dog.
Make it free.
It's buy 2 get 1 free.
I don't like this card, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's okay.
I think check 3 Brainstorms are really good in the right deck. This one being
not a fan.
Might be free. What I like is that the marker is optional, so you can actually ride this card at 2 markers for the whole game for free compression. If you have like useless cards in those top 3.
Oh, it is optional.
I think this card would be cooler if the first line of text was optional.
What? Where you don't have to send? No, it's like that by design, so you can't stack infinite compression.
But that's what I want.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it would be cool if the card was a custom card and broken.
It would be really cool if our favorite sets were just beyond broken.
Right?
Well, Dow's close, so you get more than other people. Some people, their favorite set's like fucking Devil Survivor.
Yeah. You trying to
Sorry, Ollie.
Yeah, what's the point?
You're trying to say something.
But I think it's cool.
It's cool.
Another utility effect would probably go farther. But alright, moving on. Brandon.
Oh, I get the card I was talking about. Alright, we have the Bonder to the level 1 combo. On play, ditch, search for your... And it searches too. I think Bonders usually are
salvage, yeah.
Yeah, so this one searches, which might be better because you're gonna want to see it earlier in the you're gonna be earlier in your deck, so it's probably better than a normal Bonder. And then also it's some sort of filter too. When you hit the gold bar, you may pay the cost, which is just send any card from your hand to the waiting room, look at 2, choose 1, add 1, ditch 1. So it's a bar. It gives you the bar filter and also is a Bonder for your level 1. So this card actually has 2 good things going for it. Actually,
it's interesting. You can take any card, but you still have to reveal it. I feel like with these, usually you don't have to do that, but whatever. I think it's just fine. That's a good upside for playing that card.
It also makes it easier to hit your full board condition.
Yeah, because it leaves a card in the back row, and the second effect if it sits in the back row isn't shitty. So
really
and you can ditch any card.
I wish this had better synergy with some level 3s because I would definitely run this level 1 combo if I had a better card at center that really just worked with this later on at level 3, but I can't really think, unfortunately, of another level 3 that works off more bars and stuff.
Yeah, it's like the Neg Soul or the Natsumi, which is kind of whatever.
Weird because, like, I feel like with a lot of Dow decks, the way they're shaped up to be, just as a general rule, it's like it's all 8 of the same climax trigger.
Yeah, for the most part. Like 8 choice, 8 standby.
And that's how they're designing. Yeah, that's just how they're designing a lot of these Dow decks. Is that they're encouraging you to run all the same climax trigger. Also, side note, I meant to mention this earlier, just for people watching this, just if they're playing against someone and they're running Dal set 2 cards, keep in mind your memory kit counter is probably gonna be pretty good against them, just because a lot of their level 3 finishers are full board.
Yeah, we talked about
lines.
that when we saw the Toka. Almost
Yeah.
everything has full board.
Yeah, it's really annoying, but I guess that's the price you pay for having a privileged set.
All right, next
Well, it was
card.
fine until everyone started actually playing memory kit counters.
Yeah. Back to Brian.
All right, we've got Toka and Yoshino on the bed. If this card is in your back row, all of your other characters in your front row left and right slots gain 500 power. And when you play a climax, you may pay 1. If you did look it up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose a Date Celestial Celestial Spirit character, add it to your hand. So it is an Amagi that gives 500 power to your wings.
It's an Amagi for a set that didn't need one.
It seems all right, yeah.
Amagi's good in the right deck, yeah. Pay 1+. Like that. Pay 1+ in the mill. It's better than a Brainstorm on first deck if you have a climax, that's for sure. More reliable plus.
Especially if you're playing a bar at level 1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the intention here. Use it with 8 bar. Alright, next card. 1/1 Origami. Your chips get -1 cost in your hand, so they become 3 2s instead of 3 3. It is a frontal level X assist, 500 times level to in front. And then when your other 3/2 Origami, which we're going to see in 2 cards here, get battle opponent is reversed, you may pay 1 and rest one of your standing characters. It can be any character, so it can be this or your other back row slot. And choose a character in your waiting room and add it to hand. Weird. Making your chips cost 1 less is cool.
Does a
I
lot
like
of
the first 2
weird
lines of
things.
text the most on this. I've thought about running this card in the past.
You would like play
Okay.
this as an assist in a standby deck that makes your chips cheaper.
Yeah,
But-
chip costing 1 less is actually pretty huge. Card's pretty good, yeah.
Only issue I have with this card, if we're just comparing cards, I know it feel like it has a home mostly in a standby list, but like I can't think of any reason to run this over the level 1 red coterie. The one that
Yeah, it would clog your back row. You wouldn't be able to easily have your Brainstorm down.
Like if that card did not exist, I probably would be running this in my deck on it. I would.
This would be like a card that on your last turn, instead of pulling out the typical 3/2 assist that you would when you played your Kurumi finisher, you would stand by this to the back row and intend to play your chips on the swing back if your opponent lived. That would be a cool line of play. You'd like play one of it and only do it in that scenario. Might be cool. We'll see. Maybe this card will do something. People are definitely going to play Dal in English. They always do.
No, they would never.
Next card. Ollie.
This 2/1 Natsumi. Change return this card to your hand at the beginning of your main phase. If your level is 3 or higher, pay cost you do choose it to 1 to your social spirit card in your hand, put it on a slot on the stage. Rest this, choose a Date or Celestial Spirit character. It gets 1k cross turn.
It's a really shitty assist that you have to play early. It has to live for a turn cycle. Do not like this card. I agree. It is a D-.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe as a change target or a standby target. I don't know.
I think that's the intention, but even then, it's kind of shitty.
Function kind of like the Ichika, but just not as good.
Yeah, a lot worse. All right, next, Brandon.
All right. Got the Origami we were talking about earlier. It's a full board early play that while it's in the front row gives everything 1500 power, which is fine. And then when it climax combo, pay 1 when it attacks, pay the cost. And until the end of your opponent's next turn, this gets the effect, which when the opponent's reversed, you burn 1. And it's off of a 2 soul climax. For me personally, I thought about this card. I'm not a huge fan. I don't like a level 3 combo where on reverse burn one that seems really bad.
It's
I
burn
mean,
one,
yeah,
burn one.
it's an early play, but like, I don't think it's really worth it.
It can be burn one, burn one.
Yeah, if you can protect it. This is a level stock soul. Level 1 or lower stock soul. As opposed to being green.
But it's probably not going to be big enough to like get it reversed on your opponent's turn.
I've seen this card
Oh,
played.
I know, this is a global 15.
Yeah, I've seen this card played as just a like low count global 15 for standby to make the other cards bigger, where then this card is expected to die, which is kind of weird for one of these cards, but I have seen it played like that. But I still don't think it's very good.
It's also an early play.
It is an early play, yeah.
Having to run a fucking non-plussing trigger kind of sucks. That's all I got on that one. Next card.
I mean,
Brian.
the Tokyo Revengers 8 standby played the Draken that was literally just those first 2 lines, wasn't it?
That card was 1,000 power bigger. I think matters
it?
when you're playing standby. Yeah, that card was a 10k.
Maybe.
This card loses power for having climax combo. All right, Brian.
All right, level 0, Origami. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is level 2 or higher, send it to stock. So it can potentially plus you a stock. And when this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay 1, ditch a card. If you do, choose a Date or Celestial Spirit character in your waiting room, add it to hand, and give 1,000 power somewhere. So typical drop salvage effect that potentially pays for itself.
So good that this card is green. Like, this is like your perfect green fix for chip in a standby deck. Gives you top check knowledge if it whiffs, gives you free stock if it hits. If it hits, obviously, like, that card was not a climax, so it digs you into a trigger. Similar in function to the coterie, like checking your top 2 and rearranging. You need to use a little bit more finesse in that card. That card was kind of automatic for setting up your attack step, but card can be used in a similar way as well as fixing for chip, which I think is really important. This is like a 4 of in the new standby decks. 3 to 4 of.
3 of, yes. I run 3 just because of slots. I'd run if I had any other slots, even 1, I'd probably throw a 4th one in, but yeah, 3 to 4.
You convinced me.
It's like
this card's pretty
comparable.
easy to play.
It's comparable to Coterie. The only difference is the Coterie's top check 2. This is basically a top check 1, sort of, instead of 2, but it gives you free stock. I like this profile.
The biggest thing again is that it's fucking green. Green for chip was such a pain before.
Before you had to run like weird stock bomb origami from the old set to get your green fix, and now at least you have a usable card that's green now. The chip fix.
All right, next another origami. She's a dog in a swimsuit. There's a lot going on in this image. During your turn, this card gains 1,000 power. It's 3k on turn, and it's a JC. Pay 1, send this to waiting room. When your other character's front attack, you can sack this, pay 1, pop that character back to hand. Giving Dal all the profile. Every profile. Card's good. JC good.
JC's good. It's 3k. It kills things too.
Yeah.
Unironically, as good as this card is, a lot of decks I saw have trouble jamming it in their 0 slots just because Dal's so many good 0s now that a lot of times you don't have room for this card.
Yeah, you just run out of slots.
I've ran out. Like, I've been want to run this in like all my decks, but I found room for like as a 2 of in one of my builds. That was it. It's just so hard to find slots.
Yeah, slot problems. Next
good problem
card.
to have.
Ollie.
I got this 1-0 Natsume. When a gold bar is placed in your climax zone during this turn, this gets 1k power and the following effect. When this attacks, you can pay 1, 2 twin drive. And then when this card attacks, choose a Day or Celestial Spirit, gets 1,500. Huh.
Fine. I don't think I'd play a twin driver in bar. seems like counterproductive. You'd rather play a hand filter. In a perfect world, you assume that your bar's blind stock clean. So when driving more to like increase your chance of triggering more, I don't know.
Make sure it helps your bar assist trigger more, I guess.
I guess. I don't think you need this card. Next. Brandon.
Me. All right. 1-0 Yoshino, 4,500. When it attacks, choose a different character and give it plus X power equal times 500 equal your characters. And when it attacks, all of your characters get the I think it's just a bar filter effect. You may draw a card if you do. Yeah, it's just a bar filter to all your characters during the turn this card attacks. To all your characters.
It's worse than all the passive ones.
Well, yeah, I was just about to say, I don't know why you'd ever run this over like the other 3 bar filters Dow has. That is.
It's like a deck where you're playing bar, but you want to play other back rows. That's where you'd play this card. But like, I don't think that deck exists in Date-A-Live. I don't think it's bad. Like, I think there's better things to play. The decks where these were good were like Psychono, where like they had specific back row cards they needed to play. Couldn't play like a filter or something else. Not that they had one, but like you couldn't dedicate the back row slot, so your filter had to be an attacker. All right, next. Brandon.
Can I just go?
That was Brandon.
Yeah,
That's
that was Brandon. Oh, back to Brian.
Yeah.
All right, we got this 1/1. If you have 2 or more other Date or Celestial Spirit characters, this card gets 1,500 power, goes up to 65, and Hand Encore. During the turn, this card is placed on stage from your hand. When this card's battle opponent becomes reverse, you may rest a standing character. If you did, blind stock the top card of your deck. So instead of being a normal 7,500 Hand Encore, is a 65 that can potentially blind stock a card on the turn it's played.
You have to play it from hand.
Yeah, you have to play it from hand. I'm not really into that.
Yeah, do not like.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of it till I saw the plays from hand part of it. I thought it would. I just completely didn't see that. I thought it was just whenever it got the reverse, and I was like, "Wow, this card's broken." And I'm like, "Oh wait, no, this card's bad."
Dude, if only it was rest anything.
Yeah.
Card
It's a
actually
shame this
broke
card's bad.
Rest a rested character.
Well, you'd rest one of your reverse characters.
Yeah, it's like a clean cut. All right, next. 2/1 Yoshino. All of your characters in front of this card get X power. X equal to that character's level times 500. So level X in front. When your character's trigger check or climax is a bar icon, you can look at the top 2 after you ditch one and take a card, add it to hand. Get another bar filter. Now Dow has 4 ways to filter climaxes when they're triggered. And you can rest it to give one of your characters 500. It's like a side grade card for the late game. Gross.
Yeah, just play the 0 bar filter if you're gonna play one of them.
Yeah. You got enough options. Ollie.
Okay, we got this 2/1 Child Natsumi. If you have the 2/1 level assist we just talked about in the back row, this gets 4K power. And then when this is played to the stage from hand, you can send a Date or Celestial Spirit character. If you do, choose this 2/1 in your waiting room, play it on a slot in the stage.
You get the other thing for free. But the opportunity cost being you have to play this 10-5.
You have to play these cards, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
It does make it a 12K. It's not small.
11K. Or no. Yeah, 11.
5.
10-5. No, 12, because level assist behind it.
Yeah, it's level 2.
Oh, level 2.
Yeah, level 2. You can tap it to make it 12. Tap the 2/1. Well.
Yeah, so I wasn't wrong.
There you go.
I was only technically wrong.
All right, Brandon, next card.
All right, we got this weird White Knight Yoshino. For each of your other characters, gets 1,000 power. When it's placed on stage, draw 2, ditch 2, and then send up to 1 card from the top of your deck into your stock. Card seems kind of bad.
Dude, she's a White Knight. She's simping for Shido.
We do not have to play these kinds of cards in 2022.
Yeah, it digs a little bit. It plays for 1. It sits kind of big, but it's why.
I mean, we already talked about the other 3/2 Kermie that's red. That card's like strictly better than this.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing, but it costs 0 stock. So
All right. Next. Back to
All
Brian.
right. You got swimsuit origami. Your other character in the center slot of your front row gains 500 power, and it is also a 500 power frontal assist. So 1,000 power to
Wow.
center, 500 to whatever wing you've got it on the side of.
This is
Big.
another like 2012 card.
The Dolphins strike again.
Unplayably bad.
Level 0 origami. In this place from stage to hand, choose a character, and it gets 2,500 power. That's a lot of power, but I wouldn't play it.
That's a lot of damage.
God, it's just so funny how Dow cards are either like busted or crap, and there's no in between.
Yeah, for the most part. Ollie.
I got this Natsumi again. When this is placed from stage to hand, if you have 5 row stocks and the top 2 cards of your deck to your waiting room, if there's a climax, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Your opponent chooses 1 character event among them at your hand. It's free Kamome, and when your other Day or Celestial Spirit character attacks, this gets 1k power, so it can swing at 2/5.
Why is this first effect stock gated? Why?
I don't know.
It's because it's a raw plus.
It is a raw plus, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like the shittiest version of the Betty.
I guess they're trying to prevent you from stock compressing with your stock to the point where you're like guaranteed to hit with this, I guess.
Yeah, it's like so that you don't just get a free 2 card quote unquote brainstorm like you can with the Betty.
I mean,
It's-
sure,
It's
Sucks.
spicy. I'll give it a plus for the spice.
it is a plus.
Part's
Give it a
bad.
plus for the plus.
All right, Brandon.
Oh, it's me again already. Wow. All right, got Mommy Natsumi in the full-blown witch outfit, ready to go. When your other character is front attacked, you may send this card to the waiting room and choose one of your battling characters, and it gets 1,500 power. And you can send 1 card from hand to the waiting room and choose a character in waiting room and salvage it.
The sack salvage that's also a field backup. I'm gonna give it the D- for being sack salvage, although I don't think Dow needs that card. Otherwise, I would never play
Yeah.
field backup. Next card. Back to
Alright.
Brian.
Level 0 Yoshino. This card cannot side attack. When you play this card from your hand, mill 2. This card gets plus 1,000 power per date or celestial spirit you mill.
That card from Mob.
It's my boy Megumu, yeah.
It's
From
Megumu.
D for Megumu.
Sucks. 1-0 origami. It is a 1,500 power backup, and now read this very closely. When this card is played from stage to hand, you may pay 2 heal.
Yep.
Huh.
I don't like these. They are in theory cool, yet they have never worked in practice.
This is yet another dolphin ball card.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Carmen doesn't like healing at level 1.
Not when it's attached to a card that doesn't do anything.
It's a 1,500
Mm.
counter.
Yeah.
Saves your board.
It heals.
All right,
Turn
Andy, let's
Carmen's.
chill. That's literally the thing. You can play a 1,500 backup. It's fine. That's what Andy says every single time. Is that it's fine.
Oh, come on.
It's got Carmen. Card's got potential.
Oh my god. These are okay. I'm the one who gave it the highest grade here, and you guys are yelling at me because yes, these do have potential, and yet they've never seen play. No one's been able to make it work. All right, it's fucking crying knots me. This is how I feel when I look at these cards. We can just skip it because it's vanilla. Ollie, you get new My Little Shido. This is My Little Shido.
It's called My Little Shido.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Rest to stand data special spirit character. Choose one of the following 3 effects of your choice. Pay 1 to burn your opponent for 1. Choose a character during this turn it gets 3k power and send this to stock. and salvage a character. I mean, those are 3 okay effects.
Yeah, seems fine. You cannot play 4 of this and 4 of the other My Little Shido. They have the same name. So you must choose. You must make a choice before you make a choice.
It's weird that it's green,
Mm-hmm.
but like,
It's fine. I think these are all fine. I don't think it's like 1-0 MLS where like those are 3. It was like 2 really stupid effects and 1 corner Casey effect. Where this is like 3 just okay effects.
Yeah.
Well, the one that stands out is pay 1 burn 1. But
it's a main phase burn.
wait, was the TD MLS blue?
yes.
Also, set 3, we're gonna get a red one.
Yeah, red My Little Shido, yeah.
Yeah. It'll have Kermie on it or something. I don't know. There's like a movie where they save Kermie or something, right? I don't know how Date-A-Live works.
Next season is her season, so.
Is it? Oh, great.
My Little Kermie.
My Little Kermie. All right, well, that's it for green. Green is definitely one big old stinker for the most part. Standout cards being the Drop Salvage, the Amagi, the JC.
Brainstorm's kind of cool.
Brainstorm's kind of cool, yeah. What else was there? There was a card right before that. Oh, yeah, that was the Drop Salvage.
JC.
JC,
I
yeah.
guess maybe the Blonder for deck if you're playing level 1. But
If you play the level 1, you play the Blonder. You play 8 copies of this thing. All right, we'll see you guys in the good color, yellow.